So the guy who's been accumulating his wealth for the last 15 years, betting against you, telling you that people accumulating wealth are the root of all the evil, all the problems. And he's giving us a solution to take money from the people who accumulated wealth. What? Oh dear, what a heated debate. Okay guys, this is something very, very important to understand. I think, you know Gary, right? Gary is a trader. And you know when traders win? When the other side loses. This is so important to understand where he's coming from. He is basically living in a zero-sum game world where in order for you to win, the counterparty needs to lose. So he's proposing now that it's fine to punish someone else in order to win. And you see, the entrepreneurship is completely opposite. We only win when everybody wins. You can't be a successful entrepreneur and have your clients losing money. Like, that's not how it works. You can't have employees not being happy about your work and call yourself an entrepreneur, because your business will not survive. Do you understand? It's like we have a trader telling us, basically, he's made all his wealth betting against our success as a West, as people. And that's what he said, right? He said they've been betting against in 2009, 2011, unsuccessfully, expecting a total collapse, total meltdown, and it didn't happen. And we're expecting this guy to now be on our side, sort of coming in saying, "Oh, he's a savior." Do you know where? So the trader Gary, he is betting, or I would say, gambling financially, not with his own money, as entrepreneurs take risks with their own money or investors' money. He's betting with money from banks. And banks don't have their own money, they have your money, mine money, okay? So Gary is taking your money without your approval, so to say, betting against you, thinking that we're gonna collapse, making his millions for 15 years, and now he's coming around and saying, "Oh, actually no, let's fix what's broken." Like, you traders are one of the big problem. You create nothing over the 15 years. You could have created businesses, employment. You could have hired people, build, create, but you haven't built, you haven't created. You just took money from one pile to put it on the other one and hoping it's your pile where you're betting on, and then cashing out of it. And then over and over again for 15 years. How is this even not talked about? It's like, what sort of conversation or debate can we have between a guy who's building businesses, an entrepreneur, hiring people, selling products which people want and they want to pay for, versus a guy who's just being, as he said, he just finished a prestigious school in central London. Good for him, but that's the truth. He's finished the school in London, he calls himself economist, he goes to a trading desk and he just basically picks winning side. And that's how he makes money. How is this even debatable? Why is Gary even trying to offer solutions? If he's in his world, one side needs to lose in order for him or for our children to win. That's insane. But anyways, let's say we really do tax all those billionaires, and it's not possible. They will not stay, okay? But let's say somehow these people will just decide, okay, let's take my money, it's fine. And then what? We're not addressing a core problem, we're addressing a symptoms. That's another thing I haven't heard anyone speaking about. Like, the reality we live in now, the ugliness around us is a mirror of who we are, of who we became inside, in our souls. Just by throwing more money from somewhere, even if we make a magic money, we print that money, it doesn't matter. It will not address the core problems of who we became. And we became of a people, a society of people who don't care. There's nothing we care about. You see poverty everywhere, nobody cares around. You see crime, you see thefts, you see all this ugliness around us and nobody cares. And thinking that this is a kind of a problem we need to solve, and that somehow then we just turn things around and we just suddenly become a really nice society, we live together, is another insanity in my opinion. In order to really address the core problem, we'd have to look back into like what makes people care. Why would anyone want to be part of it? And what I've learned in my entrepreneurship, and my journey and in my life, it's People care when they own things. Now, I get it. Not most of you guys can't be an entrepreneur, and most of us cannot be successful entrepreneurs. Although I believe everybody can try and succeed. But of course, it's not like everybody can have successful business. That is a different story. I'm not saying everybody should be an entrepreneur, but entrepreneurs should be really, really supported. And now, going back to ownership, I think in order to really build something different, have something more meaningful, we should figure out a system where people working with the businesses are part of it. Okay, there are options, of course. There are options, which is like you can have share options, you can give shareholders, you can be a shareholder. I don't know. That is a different conversation. But the ownership of the business, of the something, owning part of it, it makes people care. If you own your house, you care. If you own your business, you care. If you own your car, you care. Anything rented, anything paid for temporary, it doesn't have this power. Okay. Now, up until recently, why I was talking about society, because up until recently, people who did not own the businesses, they had something else very, very important they owned. They owned families, okay? And families were the bedrock of the communities, of the ownership, because we people had the families where we had to stay there for another 20, 30 years, providing for our families. Therefore, we had to care. Now, we have no families. Young people are being told not to have families because it's a burden, it's not good. It's another thing, it's very expensive, but again, that is that's a symptom. So we now have younger people or families, people not having families, and working their careers in the businesses they don't own. And no wonder they're getting frustrated. Of course they are. Who wouldn't? Because why would you care? You're getting frustrated because there's nothing there for you. You can't afford a house. You can't afford a car. You don't have family. You have nothing. Of course you're going to get frustrated. I really think addressing the core problem would have to be who we became as a society. We chase dopamine. We're trying to save ourselves time constantly. For what? So we can waste more time, okay? This is not like we suddenly having more time, we're gonna start creating things. No, everybody, if you can save yourself a time, or majority of people, what they do, they just go on the YouTube or on the internet and watch this mindless, complete stupid things. What's the most, paid for content out there? What's the most valuable in terms of money content? It's not, theater play. It's not classical music or something. It's the entertainment, the cheap entertainment from, drunk people fighting people. This is what we decided to watch. And it's not like some evil billionaires are telling us to do it. It's what we decided, we as a society, we choose it. We think this is what we want. And if we can't create anything, and then what do we expect? Look at all the buildings around us, they're ugly. Look at the cathedrals, the beautiful cathedrals built long time ago. I don't think we would be able to build those buildings anymore, even with our, in technology. But you see, the cathedrals were built over the generations. There were people born, and then when they got old enough, they started building those cathedrals, and then before they could see it finished, they passed away because it would take so long to build it. But they were on the mission, building beautiful cathedrals, so for other generations. So it's there until today. For us, what do? We don't build anything. We record TikToks, which getting basically disappearing after 3 seconds. Nobody will ever see it. Nobody will ever think about this, right? But that's what gives us the dopamine. That's what we want. So now we're getting to the point, okay, we can't afford anything, but we are our worth. We are worth less because we don't do anything. We punish people who wants to have families by choosing incompetent leaders and politicians. We punish business owners by taxing them, and we now want to punish overtaxing, let's say, okay? Taxes itself, maybe they're not wrong, they're not bad, but the human nature is the way it is. Like, you can't change politicians. They will take as much as they can. And now we're coming up with an idea, how about we tax more people, the billionaires? So it's completely backwards thinking. It's destructive, okay? It's a darkness. It's a dark side of solutions. The only proper positive solutions is to build more, to allow others to build and to become part of it. If you can't be an entrepreneur building a business, it's absolutely fine, nothing wrong with that. Entrepreneurs need people to build with, employees, clients, but we need to work together. Okay, we need to understand the goal for it. We need to understand that business is not there to extract money from someone. If you want to be an entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur, you have to have a problem and a solution, right? And if somebody pays you for that solution, then you become a successful entrepreneur. That's it. You can have one problem, one person, a problem, a person, solve it, and you can call yourself entrepreneur. How beautiful is that? Or you can tell somebody, oh, if you fail, I make money. That's what traders do. Entrepreneurship is exactly the opposite. And that's how we fix things. We have to allow people to create, and it doesn't have to be big businesses or big entrepreneurs. It's just you guys, one of you helping another person and not being charged for that, taxed forever. Just because you sell some small things on YouTube, on eBay, you shouldn't be charged taxes for this nonsense. You already paid your taxes from your salaries. Oh, I don't understand. How is this even controversial, really? I mean, we're listening to a guy who's just basically made millions telling us we're going to fail. And now he's coming with all his millions saying, oh, I think I'm going to have a solution. Let's take millions from others. It's insane. How is this going to work? But it sounds nice. I get it. On the paper, it always sounds nice, but it's impossible to do it. It's not how it works. The world, our human nature, this is not what we can achieve. Yeah, I don't know. I do know. We have to be creative. A creation is the solution. And in order to create, we need to be allowed to create. We need to have more people who make money through creation. Okay, not bankers, not traders, entrepreneurs, and they need help. Your help, my help, government's help. They're not getting any. And if you can't, then at the very least, we should have families so we can build real communities and build things around them, not the other way around. You can't have community just because you call something a community or because you have people, random people living next to each other. That's not community. That's nothing. Look, the good things in life are hard and they take time. Nothing is easy, okay? Anything easy is worthless. So if we expect that easy solution is just to take money from billionaires, then I have some bad news, guys. We're gonna fail and it's not gonna work. So we might just as well just stop doing that now and pretending that Gary is there to save humanity. I think he might mean well, but it's a complete nonsense. It's a zero-sum game. And there's some darkness around him, I feel, and especially the solutions he's proposing. Maybe he means well. I'm not saying he's not, but there is something wrong with that. And he's passed 15 years actively betting against you and your family, making millions of it. It's like, what am I missing, guys? We need to open our eyes. Just because somebody's talking nice on the internet doesn't mean he's your friend. That's not a solution. If you like that video, please give me a like. If you're not subscribing yet, consider subscribing. Your support means everything to me. If you have any comments, please be respectful and leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you really think. I mean, I'm really open to conversations, respectful conversation and meaningful conversations, but let's agree on something, okay? Gary is a trader. Traders are not your friends, okay? They're not your friends. They never were your friends. So let's try to come up with let's have a default idea. Maybe if he's not a friend, he hasn't been a friend, he wants to be a friend, fine. But I don't think his idea is really that friendly or it's going to help as many people as he claims he will. I know it won't.